Now we have a Scratch program with a really cool backdrop, but the backdrop doesn't really do anything. It just sort of sits there. It doesn't move at all. In order to make something that moves, we need to use what's called sprites. Now we actually already have one sprite in this program. So let's find that one first. In the bottom left-hand corner, right next to the stage button to the right, there's this gray box that says Sprites at the top. This is the Sprites section, so all of the sprites that you have in your Scratch program will be in here, in this box. We can see that there's already one sprite here, this cat called Sprite 1. Now, this is the Scratch cat. Every new project starts with this sprite, and we can see him up on the stage, actually, up here. Now, if you like him, that's great, leave him. I personally like to start each new project by deleting the Scratch cat to make way for whatever sprites I want to create. So, to delete the Scratch cat, go back down to the Sprites section, right-click on the sprite you want to delete, and left-click on the Delete button. Now the Scratch cat is gone, both from the Sprite section down here and from the stage up here. And we have plenty of room to create as many sprites as we want. To create a new sprite, we click on the New Sprite button, which is in the top right corner of the Sprite section, next to where it says New Sprite. There are these 4 buttons, just like for backdrops. Now you can click any of these buttons to create a new sprite. I'm going to click on the button on the left, which lets me choose a sprite from the Scratch library. If I click on this button, we see a list of all of the sprites we can include in our project from Scratch's library. So there are a ton of sprites in here, so you can look through and find your favorites. They also have categories on the left over here that you can use to look at just the kind of sprites that you want for your program. So for instance, I have a castle backdrop. Maybe I want a castle sprite. So I'm going to click on that. And there's some pretty cool sprites here. I like the wizard sprite. I think I'm going to go with the dragon. Really cool looking dragon for my program. So to create the dragon sprite, I click on the dragon to select him, and then in the bottom right hand corner, I click on the OK button, and that will create my dragon sprite. Alright, we've created a sprite. Now we've got this awesome looking dragon on our stage. What did we just create? Sprites are things that can move around the stage. So if you click on the dragon, you can see that I can drag it and move it all over the stage. I can put it pretty much anywhere I want to. So I could put it, maybe he'll be down here, kind of on his way to the castle. Now every sprite has a name. My sprite's name is Dragon. That's the default name for this sprite. If I want to change my sprite's name, I can right-click on my sprite and left-click on the Info button. Or if I would rather, I can click on the blue eye in the top left corner of the sprite. Either of these will get you to the same screen. So I'm going to click on this one, and we get to this cool info page. There's a lot of stuff on here that we'll look at later. But for right now, at the top of the info page, we see this text field that says Dragon. So I can click in there and delete that and type in whatever name I want. So I think my dragon is called Fred. So I'm going to type Fred. And to get back to the previous screen, I just click on the blue arrow in the top left corner. And I'm back, and I can see that now my sprite's name has been changed to Fred. Now, there's a lot that goes into a sprite, and we can see all of that on the right side of the screen. We have these 3 tabs: Scripts, costumes, and sounds. Now, the Scripts tab we can use to tell our sprite what we want it to do, and we'll do that in the next video. The Sounds tab we can use to add sounds to our sprite, which we can play using scripts from the Scripts tab. And the Costumes tab, right in the middle, lets us decide how our sprite looks. So we can see that the dragon comes with 2 different costumes. We have the nice happy flying dragon, which is how the dragon looks now and what you can see on the stage. Or we have this nice fire-breathing dragon. If we want our dragon to breathe fire, we can just click on it. And now our dragon in the stage is a fire-breathing dragon. Maybe he's a little bit closer to the castle now, breathing fire on the castle. So you can pick whichever costume you want for your sprite. I actually kind of like the happy dragon better. So I'm going to leave him happy and put him right back where he was, just on his way to see the castle. So there we go. We've created a brand new sprite for our Scratch program. In the next video, we'll make our dragon do some things. Right now, he's just sort of sitting where we left him. But before then, take a few minutes, create a new Scratch program, add a backdrop to it, create some sprites, play around with that, and I will see you in the next video.